AI is taking our jobs. Look, I'm inside of a self-driving taxi right now, a Waymo, but Amazon just announced that they're going to be replacing a ton of jobs with AI and all sorts of other stuff. I'm going to let the clip play. It took a little bit of a long one. Watch it. Let me know what you think. And we're going to come back and talk about it real quick. I'm going to tell you what I think.
To the CEO of Amazon, telling the company's employees that some of their jobs will be replaced by AI and that Amazon's workforce is expected to shrink in the coming years as AI's role expands. Our chief business correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis, is here with the story. I don't know how good of news this is for, physical employees.
Right.
Rebecca,
I mean, good morning, Michael. Hey, guys. And this is big news. And it's unsettling news for a lot of people listening. In a message to employees, Andy Jassy, the CEO of Amazon, writing that the tech giant will need fewer people doing some of the jobs that are being done today and more people doing other types of jobs, and that Amazon will reduce its total corporate workforce in the next few years. Amazon is already using generative AI to do everything from improving inventory placement to forecasting demand to cutting costs and delivery times. You experience some of this as a customer, but in the future, according to Jassy, those AI agents will be teammates. The technology is now your teammate in the future.
Well, it sounds like this is a growing trend, though.
It is. And we've heard this now from Meta. We've heard it from Microsoft. Like I said, it is deeply unsettling as a human to hear it. But learning how these tools actually work and can help you in your work and life is a huge advantage right now. Google offers a free course called Google AI Essentials. You can download an app like ChatGPT, ask it questions. Once you familiarize yourself, you can even use it to manage things like your calendar and summarize long documents. And guys, this is something we're going to be talking about.
Yeah.
Into the future. It's important to remember here that it's not necessarily a job replacement, but it makes jobs different. Being at the higher end, doing the higher level thinking, being helpful and being human. This is key.
Yeah.
When you are in a job, put forth the best human aspects of yourself and be kind to humans as well.
I feel like they call low skill jobs, are the ones that are going to be replaced because you don't have to pay people or deal with people in general. But I feel like that's going to hurt a lot of people. I feel like people are going to have more initiative. They're going to have more fight in them. They're going to have to push for more growth. And I don't know if people really have what it takes to do that. This self-driving car is absolutely crazy. So I think there's going to be a learning curve. I think you're going to see a lot of people lose their homes and lose their living situations. And I honestly think that is because of there being less jobs. I mean, even look at me in this Waymo right now, man. There's no driver. The car's driving itself. It's only a few dollars more expensive. And I know the price is going to come down over time. But last week during the riots here in LA, the protests in LA, more protests than riots, let's be really honest here. But the protests in LA, Waymo was down because they burned 5 of them and set them on fire. So, I went back to Uber and I was like, wow, it's so different. I realized I hadn't ridden in an Uber in months. And that's because of everything that's been going on. So let me ask, what do you guys think about this, man? Comment down below. What do you think about, the changes in the world? What do you think about AI taking over? What do you think about, having to have higher skilled jobs? Because my real question is, how are people going to get those high paying jobs? How are you going to go from low level to higher level? How do you work your way up? You're not just going to graduate college and be able to go right into a senior position typically. So what are we going to do about people who are starting their careers or have stagnated in their careers, right? I happen to be a personal trainer and content creator, so AI doesn't really affect me much. We've had AI workouts online for years, but people still prefer to work with a coach. So I think for me, my job is a little bit more secure for the long haul. Content is something I do as part of my living as well, and that's still been pretty stable because it requires me, right? People are going to be fans of AI creators at some point, but at this point, I'm a real person and people like that real person element. But I'm really, really excited to hear what you guys have to say. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I truly appreciate and love you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Name's Quan if you don't know. Thanks, man.